All right, bro. I do this all day long. That's what we do. Jada's used to it.
3, 2, 1. Hey, what's going on, CBD and Hempire community? Welcome to the first ever episode of the Hemp Show, where we explain everything CBD. And today we have a very special guest. I'd like to welcome Mr. Dr. Don Davidson from Dr. D CBD. And he is here today to debunk some of the myths about CBD and basically separate the facts from the fiction, especially whenever it comes to CBD and coronavirus. And we're going to get into that a little bit later. First off, I'd like to welcome you to the show, Dr. D. I'm so glad to have you here. Maybe you could start off by telling us a little bit about your CBD brand and how that came to be, and how everything's formulated and stuff.
Yeah, Ben. So we're down here in Las Vegas today at our corporate headquarters. We're running everything out of a really fun brand and event house here in Vegas. So hopefully once Corona goes away, we can do some live events. But my journey in to the hemp and cannabis community, it's just kind of has naturally grown into one of those things that the industry seems to kind of crave. And that is simply real, right? Real shit, man. And the story was that I have been culturally exposed to the plant, shall we say, since I was 15. Some of my friends and I, in high school, like many people, explored with, cannabis. And I always liked that more than alcohol. Was never really a big alcohol guy in college. Always just kind of was a dork, worked out, studied, used a little bit of cannabis, and that was my thing. And so things kind of came full circle when I was out at the University of Arizona doing research in their emergency department as a doc, as a research fellow, doing all sorts of interesting things like septic shock research, ventilator-associated pneumonia prevention techniques to prevent ventilator-associated pneumonia. And I had friends that were starting a company in San Francisco called Ease. And that was before things had gone legal in California. And we actually were able to partner with them as a team of doctors and develop one of the largest telemedicine systems in the world for cannabis. And, people kind of wonder what that sort of a scale is. And the scale of the operation that we ran was, we had such a large team of doctors and had so many people interested in marijuana, THC, CBD, that our team actually saw 250,000 people in just about 3 years. And I talked to well over 50,000 people.
And then you decided it was going to be a good idea to actually launch a CBD brand, because I know there's a lot of CBD companies out there. Their products aren't actually testing for the amount of CBD that are in them. Like there's some Orange 5-star or whatever. There's like no CBD in her products, and like half the market's products, they don't have the
right.
CBD in them. And then you got all these full spectrum and broad spectrum and isolate based products. You just don't know.
Yeah. So for us, it was just really natural, because we had so many patients that we were then trying to steer towards good products. And they just were left in like a web of confusion. Do I go to the dispensary? Why is this bottle only have 300 milligrams and it's $72, but the doctor wants me to take 50 milligrams every 8 hours? Like, this bottle's gone in 3 days. Like, this isn't realistic. So it just became this thing of, I had friends all over the country that were farming, that were extracting, that were manufacturing products. I knew all the real costs of the raw materials. We knew what kind of dosages we'd seen work with patients. And then we read all these research papers and been going around to doctor and industry conferences for a few years. So it was really, really easy for me to go in and make partnerships and basically become vertically integrated all the way down to the farm level. And there's been 3 kind of big, I'd say, overarching messages. And I think I kind of maybe mentioned some of these to you before with the Dr. D brand. And that is, one, it's got to be affordable, right? Because that's kind of the message of hemp and cannabis, right? If, it's an affordable plant to grow, it's affordable to grow in multiple different places all around the world, and it's affordable to make all this stuff out of on scale. So if it's not affordable, then it's not that cool to me to make, because I want secretaries, I want bus drivers, I want construction guys, I don't want somebody that's working like a decent job to be like, geez, I couldn't really even mess with that and take it 3 times a day, like the docs say. So that's our goal, is to make it affordable, 1. 2 is, keep the science-based messaging kind of like true to the plant, make interesting products that we know there's some science behind. And I think one of those themes is really translating the research that we hear in conferences rapidly into products that people can benefit from. And when you think of a normal drug discovery timeline, it could be like 17 years before a new drug comes out from big pharma, from trial to finish sometimes, right? That's an average.
So
So
because
going
it's
to these
FDA
conferences,
regulated, it's allowed you to fast track a lot of this stuff. But I know that you're
yeah,
mixing
they fast
CBD
track.
with other products as well, and you recently launched a
Yes.
specialized CBD capsules line, and I have a couple of them here. I got the relief ones. I know these ones are for sleep, and I got the energy ones and stuff like that. And then
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
talk about this one later. But can you explain to me each of the products and what they're used for and who should take it and how often they should take it and stuff like that? Maybe you just want to start with one of them. It doesn't really matter to me. I know that I've been taking the sleep capsules, and what is in these other than
Right.
CBD? I mean, it says what else is in them, but how does that all work together?
Yeah. Yep. So this again kind of goes back to the point of like the entourage effect in the cannabis or hemp plant, right? Things that are synergistic, they work better together than all by themselves. So what we did was, one of my partners is a pharmacist, and he's owned a manufacturing and formulation center for about 30 years. He has another partner there that's been working with herbs for about 30 years. And I really partnered with them and brought a lot of, hey, I've been traveling around the world for years and working with cannabis patients for years, and you guys are already making some neat things. I think we should really think outside the box and start making some products that are combinations, especially at the dosages. Um, Hang on, we got one call in. Oh, there we go. A little chat. There we go. Nice. So yeah, especially with the dosages that we were seeing in some of these research papers, right, where patients were taking 50 or 100 or 500 milligrams at one time.
So how much do you actually need? You just need one of these. So this.
Yeah. So exactly. So in that sleep capsule is
Okay.
an herbal formula with melatonin that we already know works for CBD,
Right.
right? And then
Okay.
we added a 50 milligram per capsule dosage of CBD. It's THC free, right? So everybody can use this. You don't have to worry about testing positive for THC.
And
You
the
can
kid can use it as well if you have a kid that has a problem sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. And so, the really cool part about these is a lot of different people of all age demographics from all over the United States are already using these things, and they report that they work, right? So we're having, senior citizens call us and say, wow, D, these things work. We're having guys that are our age call us and say, wow, Dr. D, these things work. We're having guys call us and say, hey, my girlfriend had night terrors. We tried these things and they worked. So, why do they work? Well, it's because a lot of people stay up at night because they have anxiety or their mind's racing. And so CBD can help with that. And then you also have a combination of herbs like valerian root that now science has identified, the active ingredients in those that actually are sleep promoting, like valeric acid. You also have a low dose of melatonin at 5 milligrams, as well as some vitamins that are sleep promoting, like vitamin D and things like that. So when you think about this as like a holistic thing, we're thinking bigger than just CBD, right? We're thinking of making products where CBD is one of many active components. And the cool part about these products is that this is another way we're getting CBD into people, right? And as doctors, one of the most exciting things about CBD was that, when all this research in around the 2000 year started coming out more and more, that chronic low levels of inflammation in humans are an important part of the pathology of some diseases,
Right.
and CBD is very anti-inflammatory. So the more we can kind of expose people and get them just to naturally incorporate this into their life and let them know that this is, better, maybe even on a bigger picture than just helping with your sleep, is
Right.
exciting.
Right. Awesome. So that explains the CBD sleep capsules. Thank you so much for explaining that. It's not just the CBD that
Yeah.
helps you sleep. There
And
they are
then,
right
and then
there.
Ben, sticking with the cost or the topic of, what are the three things about the Dr. D brand? So you got affordability, you got science, and then fun, right? So we're always trying to do fun things. But on the topic of affordability, you look at a lot of brands and what they're charging for a 1,500
Yeah,
milligram
it's like
size.
$150, about
Yeah, some of them are charging that much money just for the CBD. Now you've got herbs, you got melatonin, you got CBD in here, and 1,500 milligrams of CBD, and the retail cost of these is only $70. So we're trying to provide that value for folks where they can really feel like they're getting something that's neat for their money.
Right, right. And I know that people that have like different insurances and stuff like that, you work with them. And we also have some coupons that we're doing, especially for Dr. D, to get people to try his products.
Yeah.
Which I'll stay to the end of the show. I'll give you a special coupon code.
Yeah.
Now we're just going to talk about the other couple products that you have, and then we'll go into this whole coronavirus. Is CBD the cure? I know that
Yeah, right.
some NFL player has a CBD brand and went in and said that it can cure coronavirus or whatever. We'll get to that in a second. Tell me about the energy caps, because I like caffeine. I'm drinking water right now, but secretly
Yeah.
I have caffeine right here. I'm guilty as charged. You just sent these to me. I just got these in. I haven't got a chance to try them yet.
Oh, bro, you're in for a trip.
I love the sleep caps, and also the relief caps, which I'll go into that a little bit later. I wrecked a motorcycle whenever I was younger, and my back pops and cracks all night. And I just really think that the relief caps are good for pain. So tell me about the energy caps. Do they make you crash, or is it like a 5-hour energy? Is it like
This is totally different. So this is a really cool product. When we talk about the energy capsules and why these are cool, so we all heard of Bang Energy and how much caffeine that has in a can. These have just as much caffeine as a Bang Energy, 300 milligrams of caffeine per capsule.
So not only 1,500 milligrams of CBD in the whole bottle, but each capsule has 300 milligrams. So those Bang Energy drinks are like $2 a piece alone, and there's no CBD in those.
Right.
Okay, continue. I just wanted to make sure that I'm on the right foot.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So when you think about this, you've got CBD, you have caffeine, and then you have an herbal blend that, again, I went to guys that have a lot of even more actual hands-on experience formulating with those compounds. I just knew kind of some of the science of what I could do to create really cool products. And then I went and built a team that had already been working with those herbs. So we put together what is not just an energy pill, but we used herbs that are actually scientifically researched and show that they can help increase things like alertness and cognition, right? So you're actually have a capsule with herbs that are focusing, caffeine, which is alerting, and CBD, which is anxiety relieving. So the experience with these
sounds like Limitless, like it'd be my whole day, like that little magic from
that's
Limitless.
the cool part of combining all these things and not just like an energy drink where it's pretty much just a little bit of vitamins and caffeine.
Right.
With all these other herbs in there, you get like this drawn out, just kind of slow release, it seems like. And there isn't a crash. It is for the people that like caffeine, this is an awesome product. It really, really is. So so that's the story on those.
Can that help with I know some people like they take Adderall or other drugs in order to stay awake or stay focused.
Yeah. So that's kind of the goal, right? Is to create some of these products that could replace some of those medications for people. And while we can't say that these definitely work or that there's any sort of a study, the big benefit that we have learned so much, right, from working with thousands and thousands of cannabis and hemp patients, is that these products have a much greater safety profile than a lot of other traditional Western medications. So it's very, very easy for people to try a dosage of these things and not have to worry about a bunch of crazy side effects, like if you take way too much Adderall. So, try some of these capsules, right? See how you feel, see if they are focusing. The reports have been really, really cool.
And all your products, they come with a no questions asked 365-day money back guarantee. They just ship you back the bottle, and you do what the unused portion, you give them a refund. So
that's it.
It's no risk. It's no risk to try this and to actually try to use this as a supplement for maybe some of the other medications that could be harmful, you know, that, and
Yeah.
it's not like we're giving you medical advice or saying like, stop taking whatever you're taking right now. You should definitely consult your doctor before you do that, right? I mean, you should, before you hop off any medication, you should consult your doctor. But if you try these things and then you see that it's working, you know, the average person, they can do the math and, you know, realize, hey, I could,
Correct.
I could,
That's
you
right.
don't just
Yeah.
wanna,
And so that's where a lot of docs, they don't really want to share the truth. And that's, I don't mind sharing the truth because we talk to thousands of people. And actually right now, I'd love to collaborate with you to get this information out as well. We just emailed our list of 100,000 some people to invite all of our old patients to share their stories of success with cannabis, hemp, and, you know, terpenes. So we're collecting those, and
absolutely,
you know, that's real.
Absolutely. When you buy any of your products on my website, they'll get a review email asking them to review the product. Please take pictures. Please post however you were feeling and how it's helped you, whether or not whether or not it worked or whether or not it didn't work. That helps us get better data.
Yeah,
In
so we
order
like
to
to
make
improve
these
the products.
products better, because we can only just continue to keep improving them.
Yeah, and I think that one important thing just to jump on that you asked about earlier was, that's right. So we have a policy. It's a 100% money back guarantee for a full year after you buy the product. All you have to do is show us the receipt, right? And then, you know, sometimes if it's easy, you can mail us back the rest of the bottle, but otherwise we really don't care. We just want to keep folks happy and, you know, send you another product and see if it works.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Now on to these relief capsules. These are your CBD relief capsules.
Yes.
These are, I've been sitting in this chair. I've been in here for like an hour, so I'm just gonna go ahead and eat one of these right now.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so we actually take the products. You know, like I use this stuff every day. I feel comfortable because I'm getting it from somebody that, you know, that is a doctor that has, you know, hey, kid, you know, I can ask more questions to this guy than everybody else that's watching, you know. Yeah, so you know,
and you know, it's beautiful, right?
Right.
We can go down and tour where everything's made. We know the farms where it comes from. We can call the farmer. We can call the lab.
Right. Yeah, whole chain of custody where you're in control of everything, and that's the same thing for all the hemp products that are sold on our website. That's our primary seller is the CBD flower, but we know each and every farm where we get products from, and we have them send us products all the time. You know, all sorts of different farms, and we review those and everything goes through a strict process of testing and reviewing and everything until we actually can say, hey, yes, this is a good product, and we want to release it. And the reason that, you know, I brought your brand on our site is for the same factor that you have those same ethical codes whenever you're dealing with CBD products, because, you know, a lot of these other people, you buy CBD on Amazon, you think you see hemp or whatever, it's just hemp seed oil. It's not even really CBD. I've heard people that have, you know, bought regular CBD products for the kid who has seizures, and then they switch to the Amazon hemp because they see 30,000 milligrams for $17, and that just doesn't happen. That's impossible. You know, you're not getting any actual CBD in those Amazon products. So the difference between like people that are just out there, you know, just cashing in on people's ignorance, and that's kind of why I created this show. It's that way, you know, people can stop cashing in on people's ignorance. People need to know whenever the market price of hemp went down, because I know for you, last year you had to sell these bottles at $150 a piece. The hemp price went down. The consumer market didn't know that the hemp price went down, but the hemp price did go down almost by half, if not a little bit more.
Yeah.
So now it costs you a lot less to manufacture these products, and you pass those savings on to your customers, the same as I did as well with the hemp flower. So I think that we're both on the same wavelength here, and I'm definitely happy.
Yeah, you know, we're a rapidly growing company, you know, with a lot of traction here on the West Coast, and that's we follow the trends, we follow the prices, and even though we might not be the biggest, we're usually the first to drop our prices and keep lowering down where we see as a fair margin.
If it costs you less, it's going to cost your consumer less, because you want everybody to get medicated and you want everybody to be able to afford this. You know, I know everybody needs to stay in business, but
and so here, back to the
let's talk about these guys, these relief capsules. These things are absolutely great. Like I said. So
this is my I'd say this is one of my signature products.
And there's 3,000 milligrams in this one.
Yeah. So this is actually heavier by weight, you can tell, than the sleep or energy capsules or male relief capsules. And that's because there's 60 capsules in this bottle. I designed it to be a 1 month supply. So you take it like I would say to take it. And that's 1 capsule morning and night every day, each day. And so what's actually in here? So there's CBD, 50 milligrams per capsule. And then there's another actual endocannabinoid. And what does that mean? That means a cannabinoid your body synthesizes, which is pretty cool, that has been synthetically made in laboratories for years and years, and has been shown safe in humans and animals. It's been shown to have intense anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving activity, as well as helping in things like inflammatory bowel and inflammatory skin diseases. Now, in more recent literature, it's become understood more how this compound works. The compound's name is palmitoyl ethanolamide, or PEA. It works very, very similarly to CBD, and recent studies have actually shown that it is intensely synergistic with CBD and THC and potentiates the effects. Okay, how does it do that? It may be where it's binding and changing the intensity of the signal that CBD is able to generate. Not completely elucidated yet, but there's really exciting research on the combination, all right, of this out there in the research community. And this is why we made this. So this is the only place on the entire planet I've seen this combination being sold. We're the first to really do it and put it out there, besides some other people in the research community. And these, I'm talking, have really promising data on inflammatory bowel conditions, chronic inflammatory joint diseases like arthritis. So I'm excited about these. These are ones that I really want to blast out there with you and get in people's hands, right? It's affordable to
and you, so there's two different cannabinoids working together. You got CBD, and the other one is I can't remember what you said, but the way I understand it, you can kind of think of it as your body being the couch, and CBD being like one of the persons that's trying to pick up the couch and move it across the room. And if you only have one person, meaning the CBD, you'll get the couch across the room, but you may need a little bit more strength. So whenever you put when you take you mix them both together, it's sort of like you're able to just pick up the couch and walk it across the room, and they work together like
they work together in a very powerful way. And this is just one of the other things of, why mess with the Dr. D brand? Why put it on your site, right? It's because this is a level like beyond just, hey, I heard about CBD. I was a farmer. I got a farm going. I made some CBD tinctures. I heard it's good for you. It's different, right? We're going out to these research conferences and we're taking the farm knowledge and combining it with the research knowledge and creating cool stuff. So, this is a thing that if people have even tried CBD in the past and it hasn't worked for them, this is something they can try. Awesome. Yeah, a great product. And again, it's affordable as heck, right? What are most brands charging for 3,000 milligrams of CBD? We're charging
tinctures like $229. They give you a little bit of break because you're not, 300 milligrams. But
we're like
$200, $300 for that much.
Yeah, and so we're like $109 for this, and it's got CBD plus another important ingredient, and it's just another way where we're bringing people better products at lower prices. Period.
Right. And wait, I'm doing something absolutely amazing with your brand. For everybody that stays to the end of this, they're going to get a very special coupon. We're going to give away two of them. One is actually going to be for 50% off for the first 100 people that order any of your products. Are going to get 50% off their whole order. And then if you miss the wave, it says that coupon code's expired, I'll have another one that'll give you 25% off your first order of your products. So I'm not going to make any money off the first 100 customers that come through my door on your products. I just want people to get them in their hands, try them, and get the word out, because they've helped me. And really that's why I created this company, was to help people. The money just follows the good things. If you do enough good things for people, good things happen. And before we talk about this special guy, and you know which one we're going on. But let's talk about this. I'm just going to say jackass Kyle Turley, the NFL player that started his own CBD line, and he's now saying that CBD can cure coronavirus. Now, this guy is not a doctor. can you just tell us the truth? Can CBD cure coronavirus?
Yeah, no, CBD can't cure coronavirus. It's always so funny too, how some of these folks that want to try and intelligently comment on research or what CBD can and can't do, one of the biggest red flags, I would say, is anyone that makes a statement, right, and doesn't have a dialogue, right? It makes you look like a jerk real quick when you say 100% for sure, it does something, instead of, hey, there's some research that might indicate that CBD may help in certain models of this. So, here's the intelligent research that we can relay to people. And that's really one of my strengths that I think I bring to the table. I go to a lot of these research conferences, and my career is fully dedicated to the hemp plant and to helping people with the knowledge from the hemp and cannabis plant. So we actually are able to kind of bring some of this scientific, hard to understand research back to people and break it down in a cool, fun to listen to dialogue. So as far as CBD actually helping in things that could be related to coronavirus, there's some early research on CBD possibly helping in animal models of acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS, which can result from a number of different medical conditions as part of the pathological process. What is ARDS? ARDS is an inflammatory response in your lung. Think about, if you bump your knee, you might get a little red spot, and that's good. Your body's letting an inflammatory response locally in that small area occur, which allows part of the healing process to occur. Well, if you get a systemic or a large inflammatory response over a large portion of your body, that can cause not so great things to happen, like fluid to build up in your lungs and you not being able to breathe so well. So, in early animal models, there's some data that CBD may become part of a treatment protocol in addition to many other things.
Right. So it may help with something like maybe the respiratory part of it, but it's not going to take coronavirus out of your body. There's nothing about CBD that can even fight it at all, that can even knock it out. There's no, it can maybe help something that's
Listen,
going on.
These rich guys that have a brand that want to comment, on the research about CBD and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, he went all over the news. They just want fucking headlines, and that's just...
Yeah, they just want headlines. And I always invite those guys, like, hey, bro, if you really want to come be part of the industry that's researching this, then maybe you should spend 10, 20 grand, book about, the next 10 medical conferences, come sit there, try and understand, and, learn this stuff and make friends with all of us nerdy research scientists that don't have millions of dollars that are sitting back here doing all the hard work. How many thousands of patients have you talked to? How many patients have you seen? So I think that's a real kind of...
and how many patients has this guy cured that have...
It just makes them look like jerks.
Zero.
Another little bit of research I want to share that I can't say too much about is that, there is some interesting early data about how CBD can interact with certain receptors that are sex-linked on lung cells, all right? And some sex-linked characteristics are probably can probably explain why men are dying at higher rates of COVID-19, right? The disease caused by coronavirus, than women. And there is some early research that may show that CBD could have an effect on the sex-linked differences of COVID infection rates. So that's all I can say about that. But yeah, so for those of us that are following the research, that are in the research community and work with the plant, this is a long-term play. We have research gardens, we have HPLCs, we have a wide array of multidisciplinary teams that are all over the United States, from Florida to Wisconsin to Oregon to California to Nevada, where we, call our friends that are in the industry that are PhDs or other doctors, and we share information and we share research and we share genetics and we share cuts of our plants and, who's a good extractor and what labs are the most familiar with working with different stuff. And, those are the sorts of people that you really want, right? At the end of the day, CBD, cannabis, and hemp, it's not about selling a product with a bunch of naked girls and all that sort of thing. At the end of the day, if you really need some of this stuff for you or your family and you're sick or you're hurt, you probably want to call somebody that, knows the plant really well and is making cool products that that are as close to the plant as possible. So that's kind of what we're all about. And, you know, also keeping that fun vibe, because if it's not fun, you know, nobody wants to be a part of it. So, you know, we still do fun things like sponsor stuff and have a big off-road things and do photo shoots, sure. But at the end of the day, we're back here hanging out with the plant, creating cool stuff.
And I guess the last thing I want to touch on, and on the next episode, we're going to be talking all about CBG. But I know we're just running out a little bit of running low on time here. I know you got to get.
Oh, that's all right. Chop the video up into a million pieces.
Back to your launch party, but let's talk about this guy right here. And I think you actually have a little testimonial.
Somebody here.
Testimonial here.
Watch out.
So just go ahead. I'm just gonna let you take it away. He's gonna tell you about these.
Yeah, well, she's better to look at than me for sure. You know, I fell out of the ugly tree. But so this is Jada. She's one of our teammates here. And these are the Dr. D CBD male enhancement capsules. So this is an herbal blend. Again, it's a collaboration between me, a pharmacist, and an herbal formulator of 30 years. And so when you think about CBD and performance, right, in males, you have to think about all the different causes of like erectile dysfunction, right? And how could this be helpful? So first of all, of course, if you're having any sort of medical problems, go see your doc, right? They'll do a full workup and make sure you don't have some vascular problem or other issue that's causing erectile dysfunction. But for, a lot of men, erectile dysfunction is from anxiety, performance anxiety. So what we've done is we've taken an herbal formula that has things in it that are basically vasodilators, right? They do similar things to what Viagra does to help enhance erections. And then we added a 50 milligram dose of CBD, which everybody knows is anxiolytic. So the way to use this product is you can take one capsule a day just to kind of always be prepared to boost your libido, or you can take 1 to 2 capsules about an hour and a half before sexual activity, right? So it's pretty cool. It definitely works.
Let's. Does it work? Tell.
It works.
It works.
It works. It works.
Okay. All right. I mean, very pretty girl that you have there. I'm sure that she wouldn't be around if it didn't work. No, you're a great guy. She'd be around anyway.
Indeed, sir.
But all right.
Still have fun. So I think this is important, you know, Ben, like here, you and I and Jada, we're all here hanging out, joking around, and it's cool, right? It's entertaining. But at the same time, here we are with a really, really cool, affordable product, right? 1,500 milligrams of CBD, $69.99 is the cost. And you've got anxiolytic CBD. You've got an herbal blend that's vasodilating. And the way I would use this, guys, if you're looking at this product is, you know, take one capsule about an hour to an hour and a half before you want to try, right? Some sort of sexual activity. And if it works for you, great. If not, the next time you can take 2, and I bet you it'll work. I will say the guys at the event house here in Las Vegas have given the thumbs up approval.
Awesome. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much, Dr. G. Thank you all for coming in here. And I just wanted to let you guys know that all these Dr. D CBD products are available on our website. For the first 100 people that buy these products, you can use the coupon code DOCTOR50 and get 50% off all of the CBD products. He has gummies, he has CBD oil, CBG oil. We'll talk about CBG in our next episode. But Dr. 50 gets you 50% off, and Dr. 25 will get you 25% off if you're not one of those lucky first 100. So go get your CBD from Dr. D. If you guys have any questions, make sure to reach out to us on live chat. Please remember we can't give any medical advice. And thank you so much, Dr. D, for coming on here and explaining your story and all your products. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon, all right?
Yeah. Thanks so much, Ben. Hopefully, once Corona's gone, we can use this event house.
Yeah, you know, I'm over here in Phoenix. So I'll be right out to the mansion as soon as I can fly without, you know, the risk of getting sick. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye.